All right, welcome back to Into the Fear segments. I am your host, Chainsaw Sammy. Joining me today is Mr. Jimmy Woods from Jimy FX. Jimmy, how you doing?
I am fat and I am okay.
Are you still recovering from trans roll? Because I know I am. I'm still in
Ah,
recovery.
I was sick for like a week and a half as soon as I got back.
Oh, you got the plague too?
Yeah, I'm glad I had it after this year instead of during. I think it was 2 years ago I had
Right.
it during, and it was Dayquil and Nyquil the whole time.
It's the worst, but I think we all go through that for sure. I've gotten it literally Wednesday night all through the whole week. I've gotten it halfway through, and then of course I've gotten it afterwards. I think for me, just all that running around, it kills you after a while. I must be
Well,
getting
yeah,
old. I don't know.
getting old's definitely it. Part of it I think is just for like 2 months beforehand. A lot of us vendors are just nonstop working from like dark to dark. Sometimes we don't even sleep. And then we're
No,
around a whole bunch of people. It's like, yeah, let's get sick.
yeah, let's all share our germs. That's why they call it the trans world plague, crud,
Yeah.
haunter plague. There's so many names for it, but I like the trans world crud because that just sounds gross.
Yeah, I like gross. It's okay.
Hey, we're hunters. We like the gross. We like the bloody, the gore, the spooky, the nasty. It is what it is. That's
I think
what makes us
sometimes I take
hunters.
it too far though, but
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, the customers love it, right? That's what matters. The guests love it.
yeah, I don't think I've done a character that somebody doesn't enjoy enough. So tends to go
So,
pretty popular.
hell yeah. Jimmy, what got you started in the industry?
So for me, it's probably different than most people. A lot of people are like, yeah, I loved it as a kid. I did not. I went to my first haunted house at 8 years old and did not go back till I was 17.
Wow.
I, yeah, my first haunted house, I jumped out of water shoes. How do you do that? I don't know, but I did. And yeah, I went back at 17 and then I was working like a week later in a haunted house.
So similar to me, I did not like haunted houses growing up. Love the bloody and gore, but I knew those were real people. I was like, I'm not going in there. That's a real person. I don't know what their motives are. No, thank you. My mom would drag me through them anyway. I started to like them better as I got older, and then of course the rest is history. When I finally joined one,
I was a scared kid growing up. I was scared of everything. But if you look back from things that I did as a kid, it all leads up to what I do now. Like I can, even though that haunted house scared me at 8 years old, I remember that haunted house from start to finish. And I'm like, ah, or some of my favorite things as a kid, you're just like, that makes a lot more sense now.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I did that, and then I was 17, and I started working at a haunt. Because I was in college when I was in high school. I was doing college same time, and the head of the department owned a haunted house. So I was like, hey, I don't have nothing to do. I'd like to try this, and it kind of went from there. um, I was doing makeup within my first season, and then I I was the head of makeup my second season, and I did makeup for 10 years, I think. 10 years, yeah. And then at the same time, I was working on, I'd fix masks and fix props and costumes, just because I could. And once I actually started doing that stuff, I kind of liked it way more than makeup because I don't have to deal with the human,
Yes.
even though I teach acting and deal with a lot of humans. So I didn't really get out of it. And then I took a small break for part of a season, and I was having a yard sale, and I was selling just for extra money. I sold these little survival kits because I like survival stuff. And I met a guy named Cody Hamby, and he was like, "Hey, this is cool." I was like, "I like your truck. It's a zombie truck." And he's like, "Yeah." And we got to talking for I don't know, probably 30 minutes at a yard sale. I forgot I was having a yard sale, and he was talking. And then eventually we got into. He worked at a haunted house, and they couldn't figure out how to make blood. And I was like, "I can show you how to make blood in like 2 seconds." So we walked behind my house to where I had a little storage building that I made stuff out of for fun of it. And he seen a little stuffed rabbit that I had made when I was bored, and it had lollipop sticks as a rib cage and had blood stuff all over it. And he goes, "How much would you charge for that?" And I said, "I don't know, $5." And I was like, "I don't know." It just sat there for like 2 years. And he bought it, and then he called me back like a week later. He goes, "My wife loves Care Bears, and she had a room that had 900 Care Bears. They didn't have any kids, but she had one of the rooms in their house. I mean, it was
That's scary.
like, yeah, and they were color coded, and each one was." And he asked me what would I charge him to take the original set of Care Bears and make them all dead in a different way. And back then I was like, I don't know, $25 a piece. I thought was great.
Mhm.
And so I took them, and I made one have a rib cage. I made it out of Sculpey, and I took pipes and put it all through, and I burnt half one of them, and so I did a whole set for them, and they showed those off, and from that point, people kept asking me if I can make random things. So it wasn't like Haunter's Hangout. It was just like Ashboro and the places surrounding me. So I did a Michael Myers display diorama out of a Ken doll, and then somebody asked me if I can make a mask. So I made the first mask I ever made was the Michael Myers pumpkin paper mache mask from Rob Zombies, but I used like a Dollar Tree Jason hard plastic underneath and did the cardboard paper mache, and I posted that. And from that one post, I think I probably sold 20 masks of random, things. So I got into making plastic masks. I'd buy the ones from like Spirit or Amazon and like put 3 of them together for hardness. And there was one guy named Chris Albro, I think his name was. And he kept begging me to make him a latex mask. And I said, I want to in the future, but right now I don't have the money at the time to, buy the armature, the clay, the Ultra Cal, and all that stuff. And he said, if I buy it, will you make it? And he begged me for probably 6 months. And I said, if you buy everything I need, I will make you a mask. Didn't know what I was doing. I've made, prosthetics for years, but never made a mask. So I sculpted him one. And in that moment, I kind of learned, I guess I can sculpt, because the first mask I ever sculpted goes against what I preach to people when they first get into it, is practice, practice, practice. But that mask is still being sold to this day.
Hell yeah.
So, and that's our Mr. Smiles mask, which I got into it at the right time, because this is when the couch troll and clowns and all that stuff was really, really big, where everybody bought a clown mask and sat on the edge of their bed and did live feeds on Facebook. And so I got in the right time, and once I made that first mask, it kind of shot off from there, and I haven't really stopped since. And that first mask I sculpted December 24th. That's Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. Of 2017.
Nice.
I sculpted the first mask. Yep. The day before Christmas in 2017. And I was at Transworld the next year.
Hell yeah, bud. So you're going right at your 10-year mark of mask making.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Time flies. I know it does. It flies.
Too much. Especially if you have kids, it really flies. But so it kind of just, once that first mask happened, it was nonstop. Had a rough year or two. When you go from small to big, you don't realize how much it is. So that first year or two, when I just went from being like a 1-booth company to 2-booth company, it was a big change. Made some hiccups, made all the hiccups up that I can think of. And we've been nonstop. Now we're 4 booths, and I really need more, but I don't want to go more.
Like, you want to bring it all, but the bigger the booth, the bigger the setup, the bigger the tear down. It's a lot.
The more orders you got to make, and my time is, I'm getting close to the point I need to hire some people, but it's that balance of, can I afford to hire somebody, or can I afford to pay bills at the same time? So we're teetering there, but I think next year we're getting a bigger shop, and we'll have the shop that I run out of now is smaller than most, but I do more than a lot of people do out of the size shop that I have.
Yeah.
So we're gonna probably be 4 times the size when I do that next year.
Keep growing, bud. Keep growing.
Exactly. We bought a house 2 years ago, so now I have the room to have something that big.
Yes. Hey, I just recently extended my studio too. So this side of the building right now is where I do the podcasting. The other side is where the magic happens. That's where I make all my characters and all my stuff.
Nice. It's fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I need more space.
Yes.
The way I work is I like assembly line. Like I like everything to have its own station. So when I'm tired of doing this one thing, I can scoot over and do another process, and I can continuously bounce around. And now I have to move something to do something. So.
Oh, totally get that. Same way. I like everything to be organized. I like everything in the same way.
Yeah, I'm different than most people. Most people, like a lot of artists, they're messy, and I'm not. I'm very organized. So always people like, your shop's way too nice to do the work you do, and I was like, well, that's because it's easier when it's clean.
Yeah, it is. You know where everything's at. Everything's not, oh, let me find this, let me find that. No, now you're taking time out of your day when you could be still working on something. You could be painting, you could be sculpting, you could be casting, you could be doing something else than trying to look for a tool that you need to do this project. And it's because all the disorganized and the chaos mess. No, I can't do it. I've worked in shops like that. I can't do it in my own setting.
Yeah, no, it's I like it. That's why I said that's why I want each station. When I have the bigger shop, everything has its own thing. So when I'm done this, I don't have to do anything else in this station. I can just go to the next station or this station, and I don't have to change what I'm doing in each station. It's there.
No, totally get that. And it's just such a peace of mind. I know it is.
Yeah, clean is nice.
So, Jimmy, let's take a look at your masks since we're on that topic.
It's a muffled. That is the asylum mask. It's the widow.
I have a dress that would actually look really good with this.
It is, and that mask right there on the widow, that was an accident. So I made a full head zombie, and I hadn't painted it yet, and it was on a head form. And that cloth that I had gotten is a lace, and I originally was going to do it on my green witch monster gloves, which turned out that stuff is way too thin to have any kind of structure. But I set it on that mask just to get it out of my way, and I turned around and looked at it, and I was like, that looks cool. I'm doing that. So that kind of became an accident that turned into something cool. And I think I sold 3 or 4 of them that year at Transworld.
Very cool. It gives me, do you remember the film with Daniel Radcliffe, The Woman in Black?
Yes.
It gives me that vibe when I first look at it.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And the cool thing about something like that is, even though I put that lace over it, it's got a full paint job underneath. So if an actor ever rips that off, because it is glued down, but if actor ever rips it off, you still have a usable mask.
And an actor will.
Yeah.
They always will. When there's a will, there's a way. When it comes to actors, they will find some way to rip it. I hate it when companies say, oh, it's non-rippable, or it's not going to rip. Oh, it's not going to. I'm like, yeah, well, an actor will find a way.
But like when I'm selling a Transworld, that's what I like. All my masks come with a lifetime of the mask warranty. And what that means is, as long as you take care of your mask, I'll fix it. Because when I say that, I'm telling it covers anything. I'm not talking about what actors do to it, because we know they're going to break, tear up, and mess everything up. I am not worried about that. If there's an issue, you call me, and we will fix it. I know I try to do anything I can to make them the most comfortable, where you can see, breathe, and they're going to last. But we know what actors do. And
that's why actors are not allowed to touch my stuff. Back when I was in management, I had a closet that was strictly where I put all my stuff. And there's a few times where I'm there, but I have it unlocked, and I've caught actors in there. I chased actors out of the makeup and costume trailer all the time with my chainsaw. Like, get out. Don't touch my stuff. You brats.
Yeah, I mean they'll mess up, and actors think they can touch everything. I had a
Yep.
training yesterday, and I had somebody bring me a box of antlers for our deer mask. Which let me grab one. I'll show you.
Ooh, yes. Please show me.
So, but yeah, I set the box down, and people were sword fighting with my antlers, which is cool. But you're testing it to see if it's going to break. But so we did our Wendigo this year, and we did 3D printed antlers.
Yep.
And this year I did PLA, but as you know, because you're into 3D printing,
yes,
they're going to break, but not when you use TPU. So now they're
Sonia,
bendable.
Yep, that's the new revolution. That's probably the material I want to start working with a little bit more.
Yeah, so I was like, and I told everybody at the show, I said the one at the show has TLA antlers, but all the new ones will have TPU. Now I'm not printing in TPU, but I have a fat buddy that looks like me, as everybody says, that does print in TPU. So Andrew is my
Yes, shout out to Andrew.
Yes. So one, he makes a little bit of money, and now I have horns that'll last a little bit longer.
Yes.
I have my own printers. I have 2 of them, but he has a printer that does the cooler stuff. So
yeah, he's the one that went go big or go home.
yes, he went
told
big
me
or
all
go.
about it. I was like,
yeah. So it's good to have that thing in my fat buddy in the pocket. It's the best way to say it. But he'll be with me at East Coast this year. He didn't go to Transworld, but he will be at East Coast. So, and he's got a whole bunch of crap he's going to be giving out. So,
I know. Shout out to all my stuff from Andrew's on my little windowsill down here. So I'm not going to grab all of that, but I do have my little teeny Gilbert.
Yep, we're going to have Andrew. We'll have those at the show. These are also what we're going to do is on the trip up to East Coast, I'm going to leave them at every urinal and say nothing.
Just wait till it ends up on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? Well, that's like for Transworld, Little Spider's Big Zombie went viral before the show ever happened.
Yep.
Somebody posted, what is this? Somebody please tell me. And it was Little Spider.
It was the big butt cheek.
Yeah, big butt cheek. Or as chiropractor said, I can touch the crotch.
Right. Oh my gosh. This year's Transworld was insane. Like I said, we're all kind of still recovering, and now we're 2 weeks away from East Coast Haunters. And it seems like, I don't know if you've seen this, everyone from Transworld is also going to East Coast. A lot of vendors that normally say, I'm just doing Transworld. Now they're doing East Coast too. I seen that literally the day after Transworld, everybody was saying, hey, guess what? We're going to the East Coast now. We made money and sales. We're going to go ahead and give East Coast a chance now too to make it.
East Coast is a good show. I mean, I bring leftovers from Transworld plus some other stuff, and I mean, I do decent. It's well worth it. Yeah, I think Immortal's going with a small booth this year.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot of others that are going to go, and so it's going to be a bigger show, and I think a lot more people are going to be there too. So
we're going to need a bigger convention center, or we start taking up the parking lot.
Yeah, it's an odd show, but it's not a convention, but it's not a trade show.
It's that good medium. I've talked about this with other haunters. I said it's a good medium. MHC, Midwest Haunters, that feels like a convention. Transworld is obviously a trade show, but with East Coast, it's like the first year it felt like a convention, but within the past second and third year, it feels more like that. I don't know, a medium is the best way to say it. It feels like a medium.
It's its own type of show. And I think it's most of the vendors are real vendors. They're not, I buy a whole bunch of toys and other stuff and we sell them. There's a couple, but most of them are legit vendors. And at the same time, the public's allowed to come in. So you have haunters buying, and then you have some of the big guys that they come and buy there too. And then, so you got pretty much at every level. You got the owners that are buying stuff. You have the actors that are going to buy stuff. And then you have the home haunters, and you have just the general public.
Yeah, the
that are buying.
enthusiasts, the
So
horror lovers. I seen a
yeah,
lot of that last year. Was a lot of these where they're like, "Oh no, I don't own a haunt. I've never worked at a haunt. I've been through Fright Fest or some, Halloween Horror Nights," and you're like, "So you're not a haunter at all?" No, I just love Halloween, and I seen this show, and yeah, I want to come check it out. I love Halloween, or I love horror movies and stuff, and I'm like, I like seeing that. That you got the Halloween enthusiasts also mixing themselves in there too.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I wish I could make so many more of the mini Gilberts and Filberts and now Plantavius to go, but there's just 3 weeks I can make a limited amount. Which I think this year I'm going to keep a core of what I have for minis, and I'll be like, you can buy it, but you're going to have to pick it up on Saturday evening, or I'll ship it out to you because I'm gone within the first like 3-4 hours of the show. Every mini sold,
Yep.
and I have nothing to sell for the rest of the weekend. So I think I'm going to keep one of each, and that way I can at least take orders for the rest of the show.
Yeah. Speaking of which, like I know with mine, my little guy right here. I don't know. There he goes. It happens.
Did his teeth last?
He took off running now. He's like, screw this, she dropped me.
Yeah. And now we have, so that's Gilbert the pumpkin, we have Filbert the mushroom, and then we've got Plantavius the plant monster.
Come here. I know. Sorry. I got Butterfinger hands. Here he is. I caught him. Trying to
See,
run
his
away.
teeth lasted the fall.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's been through some abuse when I was moving stuff around. Yeah, that's my little mini Gilbert. He sits on one of my mandals. He actually normally has a hat and glasses on. But I remember getting him. I had to message you way in advance and pay you way in advance. Because you're like, I got a whole bunch of orders. And I was just like, check your Venmo.
Yeah, people love them. Like I mean, we have 4 days of show at Transworld, and if you don't get them on the first day, you have to order them. And I brought close to 40 of those things to Transworld this year, and they were gone within the first day. I think I had 2 left for day 2.
I believe it. Even your tall, normal Gilberts sell out really well too.
And this is the stack from Transworld
of just Gilbert orders.
These are just Gilberts, Filberts, and Plantavia. I have a stack the same for gloves and about the same for masks. So I'm going to be busy all the way up until probably mid-August.
Hey, that's a good thing. Now I know come August, that's your audition and training season. You also got media night over there at Woods.
Yeah, August is going pretty much July and August. I am non-stop. The first week of July, I think, is my only free week. Because this year we started offering our training courses for other haunts. So, as most people know, Alan Hops is trained in the industry for years. They're, from what I get, they're slowly kind of backing away from that because he bought Dark Hour, and that's a lot, plus still Beast for him. So, I've been trying to hone that skill for many years now, and the Woods has been a great place to hone that in, because I mean, you're training 100 to 150 actors, and so I've taken the years to train, and so now I'm going to 3 different haunts. So July 11th, I'm going to the Haunted Farm in Hendersonville or Henderson. And it's in North Carolina, closer to the mountains. I believe then I have the next week I have training at the Woods, and then the week after that I should be going to New Jersey. I'm waiting. I'm pretty sure that one's booked, but I want to wait till fully that's booked before I announce who I'm going to. And then I come back. We've got stuff at the Woods, training, auditions, and then I believe I'm going to Pittsburgh, which is August 8th. So it's the only day I'm missing of the Woods. I've been able to put everything together and only miss one training at the Woods for that. But even with that, Eddie's been super supportive with me offering that out. He's actually been telling people about it. So I'm definitely grateful, appreciated for him helping me with that too. So, but yeah, so that's something new for me because eventually, I don't know how long, but eventually, once I do step down at the woods, which I mean, it's still probably going to be 5 or more years from now. I don't see myself ever fully going anywhere. But that's kind of where I want to go in the future. Is I'll be training other places. I'll always be at the woods in some way, shape, or form. But that's years down the road when I'm done that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll be doing that. So July and August, it doesn't stop. And at the end of August, we go to Halloween Horror Nights and get away and have some fun. And then season starts.
Yep. Just back to back nonstop. Oh no.
Yeah, I don't think I have a free month anymore because literally we do Halloween, September, October, November, December. I do Krampus and the Christmas show. And then February. So yeah, I have January. January's semi-free.
Yep, that's me too. Semi.
But I'm non-stop in the shop getting ready for Transworld. And then in February we do Valentine's, which most likely I'm not acting for Valentine's because it's a week between as much as I love Cupid and as much fun as Cupid is. Yeah. It really all depends to where I'm at in things for Transworld. If I'm in a good spot and I don't have to worry, I may act because then it takes about 2 days to recover from playing Cupid because I walk pretty much barefoot on gravel all night long.
You do that to yourself.
Well, I took soles from a pair of shoes and put them in between 2 pairs of socks, but all they do is ride up at night. So half of the time, but I don't know. Once you're in character, you don't really think. But it really depends. Most likely I'll be just doing my management stuff for that show unless I'm in a good spot for Transworld that I may throw on the diaper and roll with it, but we'll see. But I am doing Grungy Claws for sure.
Yes, we love Grungy.
And there might be something nice for season that I don't want to talk about just yet.
Ooh.
But we'll talk about that one later.
I told you that we need to put Grungy's old dumpster on wheels and put a motor in it.
It'd be so fun.
So you could start driving it around just randomly at events. When you guys do other conventions and stuff, that would be so fun to watch you drive that around.
Yeah, it's still in the back. I keep telling Eddie I want to buy it from him, but I don't know where to put it in my yard. I've got plenty of room, but because we all know about the Porta-John that I brought for Transworld. Well, that other half is still in the front yard. I gotta cut it apart and trash it. But the neighbor lady, even though I'm in the country and I can do whatever I want, I try to be happy with the neighbors. But the day I brought that home, the neighbor come out and asked me, how long is that going to be there? So I need to get her out of here to keep her happy. Yeah, I mean, in the country, I'm free to do what I want, but I also want to keep them happy. But it was hilarious. Her coming over and it's an older lady in her night beanie. What are you gonna do with that? Can you move it? But she asked me if I can move it to the other side of the yard, and I'm like, so the other neighbor has to look at it.
That's what it is. She don't want to look at it, but let the other neighbor look at it. That's what that is.
Yeah, I don't. She's a nice lady. One day she's mad at me, and one day she's happy to tell me all kinds of stuff. So I don't know.
Women, I can't tell you that. Women are women.
I keep people guessing the whole time. So
there you go. All right. So speaking of with in season this year, so you just went through all of that. Tell me about this past season.
It was a good season. I've been I'm trying to think. It's been 4.5 years ago, I think 4.5, 5.5, something like that. Is when I went from being just an actor to a manager really, really quickly. Yeah. So the first year we halfway through the season, our director exited, and Erica Joy Jones took over, and then I was her assistant. At the end of that season, she got lung cancer, which is how Let's Cure Cancer started. And through all that, I became acting director, really, really quick. The funniest part of all that is whenever during that half season, before we took over, I looked at my wife and said, I don't know if I ever want to do that job. And it didn't take but half a year for me to do that job. So I took it over, and it's kind of been nonstop from there. It was rough for the first 2 years because there's a lot of learning to do and a lot of things to figure out. And when you're in that situation, you kind of just have to run with it. But this season was probably the smoothest season we had. There's always hiccups within things, but I think I finally understand how things work and how everything goes. And I've learned from every mistake that I've made of what not to do again. So yeah, it was a great season. We had a really, really good group of actors this year. I think we hit our highest number of actors that we've ever had at the Woods. I mean, the Woods is growing itself. Yeah, there's all my peoples. It was just a great crew. I mean, everybody was trying. I didn't, when you're talking about actors and you're leveling actors, you have A, B, C, and D actors. D are very far and in between, but I don't think I had a single D all year. Everybody gave full effort. I didn't have many issues, and I can already tell after one, like we just did our training yesterday, first training of the year, and I can already tell this year is going to be even more dedication than last year. I think our halfway event is probably going to be one of the scariest events we've done. From what I've seen yesterday, because yesterday I did a longer training than normal, did about 5 hours of training, and we went through every single haunt. And if you come during halfway, it's going to be pretty intense.
I will unfortunately not be able to make halfway this year. It's just due to the back-to-back weekends with East Coast. But last year's was so much fun. And that's when, so speaking of East Coast, last year, I remember hitting you up because you posted on your stories of a mask that you made. And I said, yeah, how much? And I think that's all. And I think that's all I replied was, how much? And you were like, what? And I think it's because you literally were in the middle of making that mask. It wasn't even finished yet. You were literally just posting a random story of like, hey, I'm in my shop working on stuff. Yeah, I do the same thing. And I just said, how much?
Yeah, so you picked it up at East Coast, didn't you?
I did pick it up at East Coast.
Yeah. Well, I love that. And then when you told me the idea, I was, yes. Yeah.
And I literally just told you the name first. And
yeah, that was awesome. And then I got to see it in live action, which made me happy too.
Yes. So here's the mask. That's literally what the photo was on your story, was just that. I seen that and I looked at it for a good 5 minutes. And then finally the entire character just came right to my head. And then that's when I messaged you and I'm like, how much? I'll pick it up at East Coast. And you're like, oh, okay. And then when I picked it up at the show, I told you what I was going to call it. And the look on your face, you're like, it was both happy and grossed out. Because you're like,
which is my favorite.
Yes. So yes, the menstrual monster is this character's name. And yes, this mask is amazing. Super light, very easy to see out of. Everybody says you can't see. And I'm like, nope, I can see clear as day in both whatever lighting. I got the little tiny eye holes right here, but I said that they're bigger eye holes inside.
Yeah, it's got the giant, because it's off of a Mrs. Smiles mask. Between the two, I use our Beast mask and Mrs. Smiles mask for the undercoats. And so the holes are large, but there's so many, it's creepy claw. So there's so many holes that are right on your eye that it doesn't take as much away from your vision as you would think. It just looks like it from the outside.
Yeah, and I loved that effect. And this is one of the most easiest costumes I ever put together. It was so quick. When someone says, how long did you take that? I said, well, the mask isn't mine. That is made by Mr. Jimy. But I said the costume itself, I think 5 minutes of painting, not even that. And it was literally just throwing fabric together. It's a body morph suit. So, that's a purchase from Amazon. And then painting it and then putting all the fabric on it. That was just all glue and paint. So that, like I said, 5 minutes. But it's still one of my funnest characters to play because I literally get called Bloody Tampon. What the F is that? And all I do is just do weird, just body contortions. I don't talk. I don't nothing. I just freak people out. And they're like, what the hell is that? What is that?
That's my favorite moments. Like that's one of the biggest things that I train is you leave people saying what the hell and what the fuck. And if you can do that, you gave them the experience that they need.
Or you leave them speechless, or they just will not stop screaming.
Yeah,
I always give those two.
But yeah,
and I know you also have a black variant of this one too.
So yeah, we have 4 variants now. We have black, we have pale, which is like a gray color, we have swamp, which is green, and then we have the red, which is blood.
Yes. Looks like a blood clot, a bloody tampon.
Which was just, it's another one of those moments. I had the mask, and the idea I originally had, I didn't really care for. So I sat there and looked at it, and then looked at what I had, and I was like, oh, that works. Let's try that.
Hey, it worked out perfect because that character is scary, disgusting. It's just because you're like, what is it? What is it? And then when I tell them the name, they're like, ew, Sammy.
Yeah,
that's
but
awesome.
It's perfect. Nasty as a bit.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely. So, are you ready for East Coast?
I am, sir. Very, very ready for East Coast. I know it's every year the show just gets bigger and bigger. I am doing all the tours this year, doing a lot more with East Coast. I'm coming in early, staying a little bit late. So it's definitely turned into Transworld 2.0.
Yeah, the only tour I'm not doing is Thursday because they added Thursday build time. So the tour, you leave at 1 for the tour and build starts at 1. So I'm going to build, because I got to, for that show, I build my booth and I build WattFX booth, plus Let's Scare Cancer. So I do all that together. So I'll be building all day Thursday, but I will be at Friday's tour and Saturday's tour. So I'll be at all those.
Heck yeah. I am driving. So if anyone needs extra, you want some extra leg room in the car, because I know normally you guys don't take the bus. You guys normally drive.
Yeah, I usually ride with the rooster himself.
Yep. So if you guys need some extra leg room or anything, hop in my vehicle.
Okay.
But yeah. But let's get back into more of the masks, because I know that's what everyone is participating on, wanting to see what you're bringing this year and stuff that you have done.
Yeah. So we got zombie, blood variant.
How many variants do you have with zombie?
So zombie, I've done probably 6 over the years. The main ones that we offer now would be the blood variant. We do a toxic that has boils all over it. And then if you track back to the other one, the widow is actually that same mask underneath.
Yes.
So that's the main 3 that we do now, but we've done dirt, which looks like he came straight out of the grave. We've done a flesh variant, but we customize everything too. So if there's something you want, we can build it.
Yeah, I was about to ask if you have a scene where you want a zombie, but you want to make sure the zombie blends in with the scene. So let's say you're doing like Haunted Mansion that has a lot of the blues, the ghostly colors.
Yep.
You can
I can paint it in any color, and every blood and goo I customize. I take everything Pale Knight has and we turn it into anything that we need.
Pale Knight is some good stuff, man. I still buy from them. Been buying since the beginning, since they started.
That's the only company I use for blood, which I spent a good amount at Transworld. The Wendigo, which I will have one of those at the show. I have 3 variants at this show at East Coast. I'll have this one. I have an ice Wendigo, and then I'll have the pentagram version of our Wendigo. The only one that I won't have at this show is the new deer antler, but you can order it at the show.
Very cool. Because I was about to ask, these are horns on here, but you'll be adding the antlers from now on.
Yeah, well, I do. So the antlers will be its own version, and then I'll also do these style horns, which are more like a devilish goat. Yeah. We'll be doing, and I can intermatch if you want a blood with deer antler, we can do that. Or we can customize anything. The ice one, it has the same antlers as this one, but it's more, they look like icicles.
Yes. I seen that one. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, and that's something, it's going to be based on kind of what you need. So this style is it's our skull mask, which is off the Wendigo. It's just base. Doesn't have any horns, but it's all customizable. The pentagram is that color with the horns that you've seen on the previous mask with a pentagram on the head. Plus, it's got gore and blood all over it.
Yes, very cool. And then
That's
I know
awesome.
this one too.
Yes, you have the original version. Did you see the updated version this year?
I did see the updated version. I was like, oh man, come on, Jimmy.
Oh, I found them. Again, my fat buddy had some meteor lights, and I was like, I want those now. How much do you want for them? And I just got in a whole new batch of those, so I actually have new colors that I can do. Yeah, I love the protocol.
I do too. And it works. It looks so good on Nurse Chainsaw because that's who I bought it from. Because just with doing all the media stuff, Woods of Terror is a great example because I'm out there doing everything. I'm out there helping you guys the much as I can do. And then I go straight into media mode. Then I also got to get into character. So almost all my characters now are going almost full mask or at least half mask with a little bit of makeup to put on, like in some spots. And that's because I got to get in and out of those costumes so much. I feel like I'm back in managing sometimes where I got to go back and forth between things. And it's a lot, but I love it. I still got the energy to do it. So I'll continue to do it till the day I drop.
Nice. I love it. Yeah, I try to do most of my masks. Actors, they don't want to wear the big mask anymore. So a lot of our masks are usually half to quarter because it's what the actors will wear. And they're easy to come on, or easy to go on, easy to come off. And I try to combat everything that actors complain about, and we usually hit that pretty hard on the nail when our customers hear, and when they put them on, they're like, oh, okay, now I understand. Most mask companies are not owned by a person that's wore a mask for long periods of time. And as you know, with me playing grungy, from the original mask to the mask I wear now, I wear those sometimes 6 to 8 hours, and I've been doing it 20 years now, and
it's all about comfort as an actor. That's why I remember back in the days, the earlier years when I got started in the industry, no one wanted to wear masks unless it was your own personal mask that you bought because you spent money on it. So you're like, well, I got to wear it. While with actors in the haunt, everybody wanted makeup, and it's because masks were very restrictive. They were heavy. They were uncomfortable, especially for small females like me. They didn't fit. And costumes were an issue too, but masks were the biggest issue. Nowadays, more and more companies, and I'm so grateful for them, that, they take what the actors have to say. They're listening to their actors. They're listening to them of where they need the comfort. They need the lighter weight. They need something more breathable, something that can handle all weathers. And of course, something that can handle the actor abuse.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's these younger kids, like the older generation like us, we pretty much suffered through everything. Now they won't suffer through hardly anything.
No, so we spoiled brats.
Yeah. Telling you. I don't know. It's funny. One time at the Woods, I had an actor. So I'll tell you a funny story. Is I had an actor that didn't want to wear. They had another mask they wanted to wear, so they didn't want to wear the mask that they've been wearing that we approved, which was made by me. So they cut the strap with a pair of scissors, and then pretended they didn't know what happened. I made the mask. I know how that mask works. There's no way that strap is going to rip there. Plus, it's a straight cut. You're going to wear the mask. One, you have the warranty from me. Two, I'm the one that fixed it, and I know how to fix it quickly. So he wore that mask that night.
He tried.
He tried so hard, and he failed so hard.
I had an actor do a similar thing. He ripped one of our silicones and played I guess I don't have to play this character now. I'm like, nope, I got an extra one.
That's why I always keep
the look on his face.
On hand.
I always face.
Well, he learned real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie's the same way. Eddie likes to buy seconds of everything, so
it's a smart thing to do. Always buy double of something, or buy a backup. Even if it's not the exact same thing, it's a backup, so you're not at a loss.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like I said, I keep Silpoxy on hand. It takes 15 minutes for Silpoxy to cure.
Love that stuff.
That mask will be ready to go in 15 minutes. But yeah. So,
actors get sneaky, man.
And they feel so bad. So bad.
Right?
I remember one time we had at the Woods, we had 2 actors that wanted to play twins in the clown house so bad. And they came up to me and they were trying to be flirty. And I said, I have 2 teenage daughters. That doesn't work on me. No, you're not being in there. Then they try to go to Eddie and do the same thing. And Eddie goes, what'd Jimmy say? They just walked away.
Damn it.
Yeah.
You tried.
If the guy had teenage daughters, that doesn't work on me.
Nice try, though.
You could try, but yeah, and I think that's probably the hardest thing when I became manager to learn was the fact that I don't like being mean to people because I'm not a mean person. And I don't like people it's hard for me to deal with people that don't like me because it doesn't make sense to me because I'm like, I'm the nicest person you'll ever meet. And so that probably took me a while to learn. And now I'm at the point now where I'm just like,
hey, it is what
sorry.
it is.
Got a job to do. It's in our training yesterday. That was one of my big points. I took about 2 minutes, 3 minutes to talk about it. And I said point blank, I said, a lot of y'all want to talk about the fact that people have favorites. When I leave here, I say this in the nicest way. I do not care about what you have going on. I do not care about making your day worse. I love all of you in its own way. And if you ever need anything, I will be glad to help you. And I care about y'all. But when I leave here, my thought does not go to how can I ruin your day? My thought goes to I have 4 kids, a wife, and a business to run. I do not spend any extra time worrying about you and making your day bad.
Nope.
And I hopefully that got through, but you know how actors are.
It is what it is. You can't help it.
As soon as you become manager, people hate you just because manager's in your title.
Yes. Nope, I know all that.
Hey, you dealt with one of the rough haunts, so you know how it is.
Yep. I look at it now, I'm grateful for my past because I wouldn't be the person that I am today. But do I miss the hard times? Nope. But those hard times are who shaped me, who made me to where I am today. So always be thankful for both the good and the bad because that's what shaped you who you are now.
Yeah, but I got to tell them is it's not going to stop me, if somebody doesn't like me, or it's not going to stop me because we had a bad day at the haunt. We're going to get through it, but
tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's going to be better.
Yep.
The younger generation, they eventually learn. We're older now, so we have a whole different mindset. Because let me tell you, my 20-year-old stuff would say, F you, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah.
Are you stupid?
Yeah.
What and it's the young generation, and something that I've learned that people have asked me, because these past couple of years, it's been really hard to get actors to come in or stay in. 2 years ago was probably the roughest we ever had. I had 20 people out a night. This year was pretty good, but this young generation now, it's what's more important to me today. It's, I can go drinking with my friends today, or I can go to a concert today. I'm not worried about going to work, or the young generation's not moving out at 18 years old anymore.
No.
They're not moving out at 20 years old. They're still living at home under mom and daddy's rules. So I can say I'm going to the haunt because the haunt's not going to call mom and dad and say you're not at work.
Nope.
You're going to go hang out with your boyfriend that you're not supposed to be hanging out with that mom and dad said no to. But you're going to tell them you're at work.
And then the parents show up at the haunt asking where their kids at. We're like, I don't know. They didn't show up. They were a no-call, no-show today.
That's why we do 18 and older. They can make their own choices.
Yep.
But yeah, that's the way of the generation. But I've also seen a resurge of some dedications coming back in some of these younger kids. It's like there was a generation worked hard for us, and then there was stupidness for about a generation, and now the next generation's coming in.
That's a good balance.
Yeah. So now they're coming in with a little bit more care, a little bit more dedication, and some of them have some really pretty good talent that I'm not expecting.
No, it's crazy when you see this young kid that has no experience whatsoever, blows you away, blows you and the 10, 20 plus year veterans away, surprises you, can do more than you ever thought possible. And you're like, and you have no experience? You have no training? What the heck? You're like, why didn't I have that? I had to do everything the hard way.
I had to learn. I had to fall.
Right? But
But
hey. All right, so back to masks.
back to mask, yes. Ooh, our blarp. We have a lot of different variants of that. We have sin, which is Bible paper. We have fake, which is fake news, which is newspaper. I have comics, which is not funny. I have regular smiley face, which is yellow. And I can do any color. We do a clown variant, and then this year I brought the caution tape variant, which I learned the hard way that the plastic caution tape allows Mod Podge to not dry. So I had to go back and reprint it on paper and then do it. But that's a really popular mask. That mask you can wear if you're 90 pounds or 600 pounds. It'll fit any face. I did an entire haunt in that mask for Kennywood theme park. They did an entire haunt of those. They were all numbered like 1 through 12, I think, 1 through 10. So that's definitely a fun mask. And that's a new one, Bogrot. We have 2 variants of him. We have Skin Tone and we have the Swamp Monster. That mask either comes in a full half mask or a movable jaw. And I think I have an idea to turn him into a chicken.
What?
Yeah. I was looking at it the other day. I think I'm going to sculpt a beak that I can cut out the teeth and attach it in, and I'll have a chicken.
I see it now.
I was looking at it the other day, and I was like, I think I could do a chicken. I think it was like the 3rd day of Transworld when I looked at it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing a chicken. Because it would be an easy insert. So I would sculpt it and then just use a blank of that to overlay it to make sure the sculpt is right. And then you add a beak, and then I got a chicken.
I love it.
It's going to be fun. And that's Smothered. I had that idea for about 2 years, and I finally implemented it this year. Originally it's the Walmart mask version that that one that I wanted to do, because Walmart's such a shitty experience that you want to kill yourself. So suffocation. Now, underneath the chin, I cut a big hole so you can actually breathe straight down out of the mask. Because if you cut the mouth open, it doesn't have the same effect. But those were really popular. I had somebody ordered our salesman costume, which is just a bathrobe and some, I think a white beater and a pair of sweatpants. But they wanted the Walmart mask with that costume. So I was like, okay.
Heck yeah. Oh my God, you can do the Balenciaga bag. You've seen that, right? Where it's a yellow bag, but you could call it Balenciaga.
I want to do a thank you bag.
Yes.
Just so you can walk around and say, come again. So.
Yep. I love it.
That's our mummy mask, which that is the older variant. I did a updated version of it, which I've got probably 40 masks that I've got to upload to the website. I just have to sit down and do it. It is such a long process to do it on the website. So we'll have a lot of updates coming, but I did a new version. I found a cloth that is more like what they use to wrap a mummy. It's more cloth-like. And then I changed it to, it looks more naturally like something that's kind of decayed over time.
Love
so
it.
We have an updated, which a lot of people liked it compared to the original. Upsy, which I have one of those I got to put hair on before the show. That is Upsy. That is a mask made to wear. So in regular, you wear it upside down. So where that big cut on the head is actually the breathing hole. And is made for back bends. So if you do a back bend, the clown becomes upright, but it looks really, really odd and really cool. I can't do back bends because I'm too fat. But it's made for people that can.
That's really cool, though.
Ooh, that is a teeth scarecrow, which we have a couple of variants. But my scarecrow mask are different than I think anybody else on the showroom floor. I start with a cotton sock. I put a latex blank, so it's a full mask. And then I do a layer of latex, another layer of cotton shirt material, then another layer of latex before I ever put down burlap. But then I infuse the burlap to the latex, so it looks like burlap, feels like burlap, but the burlap never touches the actor. You can't have an actor complaining about how itchy it is, because it's not itchy. It never touches you. But it's comfortable, and it's going to last. So it's got a thickness. Plus, the cotton on the inside will collect the sweat. So instead of having a giant sweat pile, you're not going to have that leaking out the whole time. So when you're done at the end of the day, you flip it over, you for Lysol it, Febreze it, let it hang dry, and then you're good to go. And it's disinfected and it lasts a long time. Same thing. That's our pig, which I have one of those going to the show. That is a very popular mask. That is real pig ears.
Really?
Yep. Those are real pig ears. They're technically dog treats, but I get them like I'm the weird guy in the middle of Walmart that Matt finds matching pairs. So I go through every single ear to find matching pairs. And I had a guy 2 years ago. He came to the show and he goes, "Man, my dog found the mask and ate the ears off." And I said, "Why didn't you call me?" He goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "It has a warranty. Send the mask to me. I'll put new ears on it and I'll send it back to you." So he now buys like 3 masks from me every year. But yep. So as part of the warranty, we fixed anything. It's okay.
Man, my dog ate my mask. That's a new excuse for the actors.
Yeah, and he tried to fix it and it just horribly went wrong, but I was able to put new ones on it and make it look almost like it did when it first got delivered. Because as Adam Savage says, it's not how good you are, it's how good you can fix your mistakes and make them look like they were never there.
100%. All right, so let's get into what you're not only are you owned for gloves and the mini Gilberts. Let's get into the hands.
Yes. So those are monster gloves. I don't have a painted pair, but I do have a pair right here that are not painted. So I am the only company as of right now that makes this style. I know somebody will eventually copy it. What is that? I have poop on my glove. It is. It's perma poop. It's a little piece right there. Yeah. It's not real poop. It's perma poop. Trust me. But these are our monster gloves. So what we do is we use a hardy glove. It's a work glove, nice and sturdy. And then we glue latex tips so that way they're safe. So if an actor hits somebody or hits the wall, they're not going to break their finger or hurt somebody. So they're painted with latex paints and then a little bit of ink wash. And then we shine the tips of the fingers. And then we wrap them in cloth. But it's latex infused. So it's between the glove and the cloth that I use. So they're not going to come off. And if they do, it's because people didn't do what they were supposed to do. But we fix it if that happens. The cool thing about these is most people make latex gloves and all that does is collect sweat and you have a giant sweaty glove. The nastiness leaking out. These are the same as the Scarecrow. They collect the sweat in the glove. You flip it over. You spray it with Lysol and Febreze and you let it air dry and we have a clean glove.
Like it.
Yeah. And you can shoot people with a rod. Don't do that as an actor. That's mean.
Yeah.
We have multiple versions. These are what I call witch fingers, but these are good for mummies. I do put on fingernails that I steal from my oldest daughter because I buy her giant kits because I know I'm going to need them. So we do like demon gloves, Krampus gloves out of these, witch fingers, mummy fingers, or whatever you need. We do short fingers, which are like claws. We do the long ones that she's showing you right now. Those are originally a carrot, but they're really cool looking fingers. And then we have the troll fingers, which are, I can show you what they look like, just not on the gloves. And then we have the troll fingers, which are a 3-finger.
Yes.
Those were really popular this year, the clown versions. But yeah, so I put those on a glove. But when you put those on a glove, you got to put a piece of foam in the middle so your fingers have enough room to fill in, but they look good. Those are new. And then next year, we're going to be doing something. I have an idea, but I don't know if it's going to work. But you remember the movie called Explorers from back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
Where they took the tilt-a-whirl and made a spaceship?
Yes.
Well, the aliens have these long, weird, shaky, sucky fingers. There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
I want to make those. So it's like a long finger that shakes a lot, but has a little suction cup at the end.
Ooh, that would be cool. Very old school alien style.
Yeah, I think those will be cool. So those may be coming next year, or
We need to
whatever else
make
I think
like
of.
tentacle fingers.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm giving you ideas.
Yes.
Take
Lock
it
it
and
away.
run with it. Take it and
Yeah.
run. Take it and run.
Yeah, I don't run. I'm too fat. I run like one lap and that's it.
See, that's why you got to get the dumpster on wheels so you can take off.
Yeah, but there's a lot of downhills and we may not stop and people may die. It'll make headlines.
Yeah, it'll make headlines. That's what matters. It will make headlines. The
It'll
press
just give
will love it.
exactly, and Eddie will have another story to tell people.
There you go.
He likes to do that, yeah. Because I know you've heard the milk story, and
Yes.
yeah, he's literally brought people over to my booth at Transworld to tell them the milk story while I'm sitting there. That is not for the internet to know, but if you ever wonder if you see Eddie McLaurin, ask him about the milk story. He'll tell you, and then ask me, and I'll tell you the true story.
Eddie likes to get everybody stirred up. It's okay. He got Peggy stirred up. You know, she doesn't like to be on camera. So while he's walking around talking about the booth, he goes over and literally corners her, wraps his arm around so she can't take off running, and he's shoving my microphone in her face. And she's like, I'm going to kill you.
You probably yelled at him later.
Oh, yeah. I love it, though. You can tell she's like, really, you guys, you know better.
Yeah, she doesn't like being on camera. She likes being in the back, away from people.
We're sorry, Dad or Mom. Dad's trying to start stuff again.
Oh, wait till the shirt. Speaking of Dad, wait till the shirt that comes out this year.
Mm?
Yeah.
Mm?
Yeah, you'll see it when you come.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't want to.
I'll probably see
it
it
He's announced it to the world, so I don't want to announce it.
No, but someone's gonna probably send me a photo of it pretty soon, and I'll be like, "Oh, take my money."
It's gonna be funny. It's the typical Eddie shirt.
I can't wait. All right, so here's what else you're gonna have at your booth.
Yes, mini filbert, which I'll have 5. I think 5 of those at the show this time. I should have 10 mini Gilberts, 5 filberts, and I'll have 4 Plantavius. Yeah. Yep, there's the watermelon, which I got to update that because this year that was supposed to be like a frog, I guess. And then everybody called it a watermelon. So this year I painted it like a watermelon. So it had all the dark lines and rinds. So yeah.
Gonna have like watermelon seeds drooling out of his mouth.
Yeah, that's what we need. That'd be cool. And then the zombie version, which is my wife's idea.
I love it.
She come up with that. She was like, you need to do red eyes and make it nasty, like dead. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I love it. I know Tater had it at MHC and I kept hiding it. He kept thinking people were stealing it, but I literally just kept putting it like underneath the booth, behind a curtain, or I would put it in an empty trunk.
Yeah, he come over and bought that. I think he put glasses on it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was MHC, right?
It was MHC. But like I told everybody what I did, so everybody pretended like they knew about it, but wouldn't tell him. So he's got all upset. It was great.
Yeah, but
he literally thought one of us took it. It's like we didn't take it, we just hid it. But we're all in on it.
If it's Tater, it's okay. I still think me and Tater need to do a full podcast.
Yes, I told you I support you guys.
Even though you got to take the mic away from us.
I got to take my mic away. I don't care about anybody else's. You guys have your own mic. It's your own mic.
Yeah, we'd probably get canceled really quick.
That's okay. One of these days I'll get canceled too. It's all right. We all get canceled. You've never made it until you get canceled.
I know that. And, I had Lowe's Hardware copy me, so I made it there.
There you go.
Gilbert was sold all over the world. And I made no money.
Yep. Good old Home Depot.
Yeah.
They got insiders, spies, and trans.
Well, what it is during Transworld, there's companies that come over from like China and Indonesia, and what they do is they take photos of everything and then they change it just enough that it doesn't look the same. But it wouldn't matter because being in another country, you can't sue. So They copy stuff that's popular at Trans World, and then they remake it, and then Lowe's doesn't know, so they buy whatever. And yay! But I bought like 3 of them,
Yep.
and I think one's haunted because it goes off with no batteries.
Oh, that's not good.
And that's the Mini Gilbert keychains, which we'll have again thanks to my fat friend. And we have the tongues. We've got that's cut tongue. We have ripped tongues. We have ripped off ears, and then we got what everybody knows is the most famous at these shows. We will have a good amount of those. I don't know how many I got, but I got a good amount. We got a lot.
I like it the first time you had that. I'm like, what? Jimmy, really?
The funniest part is my mom and my wife do most of the work on those.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah. So usually I pour them a lot of the times, but a lot of times my mom will pour them also. And my mom and wife stuff them with cotton in the cotter pin. My dad actually bends the cotter pins because they got nothing else to do. And they will do all the work, and then I paint them real quick, and then Tiff does all the blood work. And Grinchy Cloud. That is such a fun character. No, I love that character. That's fun. That is actually inspired from Alan Hops.
Really?
Have you ever seen the episode of Alan where he is laying in the ditch in front of Dark Hour?
Yes.
So he's in the Santa Claus outfit, and I'm like, I love that look of it. So I was like, I want to do my version of that. So whenever we decided to do Krampus, Eddie said we need a Dirty Santa. I said, if you allow me to let somebody else run the show during the night, I'll do pre-show and post-show. I want to do Dirty Santa Claus.
Yes.
And now it is, I think, a staple of Krampus. I have lines for photos. And this year was even funner. You didn't get to come this year, but I don't have the Santa Claus couch. I have Grungy's couch, which is an old 70s style looking couch.
I know. Hold on. I'm bringing up the photo here in a second. Oh, no. It won't let me bring up the photo. I had the photo and everything. It won't bring it up.
But yeah,
so darn.
We broke that couch the first night this year.
Of course you did.
I was sitting in the middle. 2 big guys sat down at one time and really hard, and we snapped it in the back.
Of course you did.
So the rest of the night, I was sitting way farther back. So I fixed it with the 2x4 the next day. But yeah, so I have my own couch. But this year, I offered any kind of photo people wanted. So there's photos of a family of 8 sitting on my back as I was laying across the couch. And then somebody tipped me $70 to do Sears photos. So it was fun. It was a lot funner. That's the character. That's my unwind from the season. So all the stuff that we deal with during the season, I can let loose for, I think it's 3 nights this year. So yeah.
Yeah. I love it when we did Krampus the first year. So that wasn't this past season, it was the year before. And I was running around like paparazzi elf. So I'm Jingles, my normal Christmas character I've been doing for 10 years now. Holy shit, time flies by. And I was running around like paparazzi because I was like, this is going to be funny. I'm going to duct tape my microphone to my candy cane and run around and act like paparazzi. And I did. I kept running up. I'm like, Grunchy Claus, is it true that you and the Grinch have an affair? And you're like, yeah. And then I was like, what? Wait, what? Because you went like way off topic, and then you're like, oh yeah, no comment on the rape. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, then you caught us making out.
Yep. That was towards the end of the night because I did. I kept following the Grinch around because he refused to talk to me. He's like, nope, no comment. Nope, I need security. Nope, bye, and take off running. I'm like, can't catch this guy. And then I was like, I knew it. I catch you guys in the act.
Yeah, my favorite part is the last line. Which it's always fun. That's and the known fact is the guy that plays the Grinch is my assistant director. So now I think next year we have somebody playing the Grinch differently for Krampus, and then Ben will be doing it for the Christmas show.
Oh, good. Vice versa.
Yeah, because So if you look at the Grinch from this year, you'll notice his mask is totally different.
Mm-hmm.
It has band-aids, like he shaved wrong and messed up, because Ben thought it was a good idea to warm his mask up next to the flame heater and burned half of the hair. So now we have a Krampus model of the Grinch, and then we have a Christmas version of the Grinch. But yeah, so that's definitely a good time. And Eddie does not let him live that down.
Good old Ben.
Gotta love him. He'll be doing Voldemort for halfway.
Oh.
So
halfway is going to be really interesting this year with what you guys are going for your concept.
Witches and warlocks.
What was it last year?
It was just a regular show last year.
It was regular.
It was just the attractions. So it was just a regular show, but people really liked how we themed Valentine's as vampires. So Eddie wanted to theme each show differently. Like Krampus is Krampus, and then Valentine's is vampires, and then this is going to be witches and warlocks and other things to be mentioned in the future.
I know, so much stuff that we can't reveal just yet.
Yeah, I wish I could, but I don't want to be the one until it's announced.
I got the down low on some of the stuff, but again, it can't be revealed to the public yet, which the public watches my podcast. So guys, it's just a little bits of, little Easter eggs, a little bit of, tune in when we get the green light.
Yeah.
All right. So Jimmy, for this year, what are you ready to see? So not only from this year's East Coast, but also the next 2 events going on at Woods of Terror, halfway to Halloween, and also Media Night.
Lunch
is a big one, yes.
No, I mean, East Coast is going to be a fun show. I'm ready to make a little bit more money. But I'm also, Trans World, East Coast, Midwest. For me, it's my fun time of the year. It's where even though I'm working and I work a lot before and after, it's my relaxation, I guess you could say. Because when I'm at the show, I'm around people that enjoy the same thing that I'm enjoying, all my friends and other vendors, and just the haunt community. It's kind of my calmness before the madness, is the best way to say that.
Yes.
So I enjoy it. I'm ready for that. I love seeing other stuff that other vendors make. I like seeing the ideas that people have. It gives me ideas, and sometimes I think I forget to look at stuff as much as I need to, just because I'm so busy. Plus, when I'm at Transworld, I can't walk a single aisle without having a conversation, and that's partly my fault. And I talk to everybody. So East Coast, I get to kind of calm down a little bit more and look at stuff. And then for the show, I love it. We have a lot of new people that come in every year, and I get to watch the spark happen. So that's always extremely enjoyable. That's probably my favorite part, because as we know, being a manager, there's no payoff. As an actor, when you're acting, the payoff is people screaming, the people running, the people crying. Again, making masks, the payoff is you make money and you get to make cool stuff and you watch people enjoy it. Being a manager, there's not as much payoff, but the payoff for me comes in the training time, watching people learn, watching people enjoy, and watching people have fun. So that's the biggest thing for me, is the next 2 shows is watching people have fun after learning. And then coming up and telling me their stories at the end of the night. Jimmy, I made somebody piss themselves. Or I made somebody shit and they smelt it all through the house.
And you're like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Or when you tell somebody for an entire season, as you're training and getting ready for the season as it's coming up, You go, that first scare will tell you if you love it or hate it. And they don't understand that. They don't understand that it can become an addiction within one scream. And when they come through at the end of the night and they go, you were 100% right. I love this. That's probably the greatest payoff of being a trainer, is when they finally realize what you said is true. And they're so excited. They're tired as can be, but they're so excited and ready to go. And as a manager, you're like, can it rain? But yeah, that I'm ready for that when it comes to the show itself, and just watching people finally see how fun it is.
Yeah. I do miss my managing days, but I am glad that I get to travel and come out to Woods of Terror, because I'm treated like family from day one. When I go out there, I don't feel like I left home. I feel like I am home.
Yeah, you hear that a lot when you come to the woods. A lot of people, like, they're like, every haunt talks about family, and then they're like, you came to the woods, and you're like, that's what it actually means. I think Slider Jesus is probably the one person that goes, like, finally somebody made it feel like what you say.
Yes.
And unfortunately he's retiring, and
Yeah, I know. You know what, though? He'll be back at it. They always say that I'm retiring, and I'm like, y'all are always full of it when you say that. You retire for a short period of time, but you always come back. I give him hell all the time. I'm like, you'll be back at it. You'll come out of retirement for a special event or for a short time. You're just not doing it consistently anymore.
He's just taking a nap.
Yeah, which we all need that.
But yeah, I'm ready for it. It's going to be a good season. It's always stressful, but it's worth it.
Yes, absolutely. All right, Jimmy, thank you so much for joining me today for this segment. I cannot wait to see you at the show and see all the new products and everything that you brought out. Also, we get to hang out and go discover other haunted houses, hang out with the crew, and we get lunch.
Lunch? Do I get 2 mics?
Yes.
Okay.
You get 2 mics.
I'm gonna be really sad if I don't have 2 mics. It's not as good as a 4 mic, but 2 is better than 1.
All right, fine. I'll make another set of mics so then you can have 4.
Yeah, make them clipped on. Don't test me. You do it, I'll do it.
All right. Today's video was sponsored by Woods of Terror. Check out woodsofterror.com in Greensboro, North Carolina. Halfway to Halloween tickets are available now. Go to woodsofterror.com to get your tickets now. Jimmy, thank you so much for joining me. I am your host, Chainsaw Sammy with Into the Fear, and we're on the way to East Coast, guys. See ya.